This story happened 36 years ago. A young and successful businesswoman from Switzerland came to Kenya for a vacation and fell in love with a Samburu warrior. For the sake of love, she gave up everything and settled in a hut in the wild jungle. However, their love story ended sadly. Why couldn't they be together? And what does their 35-year-old daughter look like today? Keep watching to find out. Corinne Hoffmann was an ordinary European girl. Her father was German and her mother was French. She grew up in Switzerland and led a prosperous life. At 21, Corinne opened her own clothing store. She became a successful businesswoman and had everything one could dream of. The girl was very beautiful, wealthy, and had great prospects for the future. Slender, tall, blonde. She had many fans. Corinne dated Marco for almost 2 years. He was a guy from her social circle, the same handsome and wealthy person. They could get married and be happy. However, such a life seemed so boring to the girl. She dreamed of travel and adventure. In 1986, the couple went on vacation to Kenya. At that time, Corinne was 26 years old. It was a great time. They enjoyed their vacation and learned a lot about Kenyan culture. One day, they accidentally met warriors from the Samburu tribe. Among them was a warrior named Lukatinga. He was the tallest, strongest, and handsomest. Corinne thought a lot about him and soon fell in love. It seemed kind of crazy. What could they have in common? They were people from different worlds. She is a wealthy girl who is used to comfort. He is a warrior from a wild African tribe. All this guy had was a red loincloth, some goats, and a jungle hut. However, Corinne didn't care. She fell in love so much that she was ready to give up her whole past life. The girl decided to break up with her boyfriend and sell her store in Switzerland. She sought out Lukatinga and confessed her feelings to him. The African could not resist the beautiful foreigner, and they spent the night together. But he could not even think that this girl could become his wife. She seemed too strange and incomprehensible to him. In addition, he did not know who her parents were, and in Africa this is of great importance. But Corinne was able to charm his family and convince him to marry. They officially became husband and wife, and also celebrated the ceremony according to the rules of the Samburu people. Since then, Corinne Hoffmann settled with the tribe in the wild jungles of Kenya. She had to abandon all the benefits of civilization. Together with her husband, she lived in a small hut made of dung. There was no sewerage, running water, or electricity. She had to go to the toilet in the wild jungle far from the village and wash herself from a bucket. There was no proper food and medicine. She learned to live as a Samburu woman, fetching wood and water. The girl suffered from diseases, mainly malaria, and luckily survived. But love was above all. Corinne was ready to endure any difficulties for the sake of her beloved man. However, domestic inconveniences were not the most terrible. From the first days after marriage, the couple began to have disagreements. Lukatinga was jealous of his wife and made scandals even if she smiled at other men. They did not understand each other because they grew up in different cultures. The African warrior is used to the fact that the man is the head of the family. Therefore, it annoyed him when Corinne opened her small shop in the village to sell basic goods and managed everything there herself. Despite everything, they lived together for 4 years. In this marriage, they had a daughter. With each passing day, Corinne found it increasingly difficult to put up with life in the African tribe. She learned that the Samburu practiced female circumcision, a brutal procedure in which little girls' genitals are cut off. In all developed countries, this barbaric practice is strictly prohibited. Lukatenga believed that their daughter should also undergo this ceremony, but Corinne was categorically against it. Also, according to the rules of the tribe, she had to give her daughter as a servant to her husband's mother. And Lukatenga could marry several times in order to have many children. Corinne absolutely couldn't put up with it too. Lukatenga increasingly gave her scandals because of jealousy, possibly a side effect of his addiction to the herbs. And once he even stated that their daughter was from another man. It was increasingly difficult for a woman to put up with such a life. She was exhausted by constant accusations. Therefore, one day she decided to leave the tribe with her daughter. Corinne returned to Switzerland and began to lead a former life. In 1998, she wrote her autobiography, The White Messiah, where she spoke about her life in the tribe. The book became a bestseller and was translated into 30 languages. Since its first publication, over 4 million copies have been sold around the world. The autobiography was also made into a film of the same name, which was also a great success. The woman wrote several more books and became very popular and wealthy. Today, Corinne Hoffman is 63 years old and her daughter Naparai is 35 years old. The girl is so beautiful. Very little is known about her life. We only know that she grew up in Switzerland, studied at college, and only visited her father's tribe when she was over 20 years old. Corinne allowed her daughter to go on a trip and see her father only after the age of majority, as she was afraid that her father might not let her go back. Despite past grievances, everyone was happy to see each other again. All these years, Corinne helped financially ex-husband and his entire family. However, she could not return to him as she realized that they were too different to be together. And recently she found a new love. Her man is European and together they travel a lot. However, the woman never forgot her first love, a Samburu warrior, Lukatenga. It was a crazy love between two people from different worlds. Corinne once gave up everything for a warrior from the wild Samburu tribe. And Lukatenga agreed to marry a foreigner and violate the customs of his tribe. They could have been happy, but the difference between them was too big. Corinne is used to living in a world where a woman can be independent and succeed. And in the world where Lukatenga lives, a woman should be in second place after a man. Therefore, they could not get along, and their love story ended so sadly. Do you believe in love between people from different cultures? Thanks for watching. Don't forget to share your thoughts with me, to click like and to subscribe. See you next time.